Many dreams come true, and some have silver linings. I left all my dreams and a pocket full of gold. Acapulco Gold, yeah. Yeah, we all know what you're talking about, Robert. It's been an incredibly warm and humid day today. I must have lost a great deal of liquid. I keep replacing it, but it never seems to be enough. I've just made myself a nice, well, I hope it's nice, cup of tea, or pot of tea, and there'll be a couple of pints in there. I know that because I fill the kettle with a pint jug, one of those Pyrex jugs. So I kind of I don't keep a record, but I keep a mental note of my tea consumption during the day, and this will be my third pot of tea today. So that will be 6 pints. Invaluable information. Yes, that's sarcasm. And yesterday, the man who keeps the bees, he keeps 2 or 3 hives on the land, on my land here, permanently. But as when the heather's in flower, or just before, he brings a great deal more. Now, last year there was 27, I think, in all. But this year he's not going to bring as many because, well, he's suggested that the heather won't be as good because of the dry weather, and there is some other reason, but I can't think of it right now. Anyway, yesterday we had to move the platforms on which he puts the hives because they're not in the right place. I wanted them moving because bees don't like to be in woodland, or they don't like an obstruction before they get into their hive. And the last couple of years, these young trees have been growing and in front of the hives, and they've been okay, but I knew this year there'd be two. They've grown too much and they have. So we had to take them out and take them a few yards up the field. And yeah, they'll probably be more out of my way up there because you don't want to be in the flight path of several hives of bees, really. It's not a good idea. They won't necessarily attack you, but if they think you're a threat, then they will. And although I am not a threat, they probably, well, they may not realise that. And once one bee has stung you, it sends out a chemical signal, and a lot of them will come and have a go then. And you don't want that to happen when you've got a couple of dozen hives on your field. I don't know how many bees that would mean, but it would definitely kill you if they all stung you. Not that they would all sting you, of course, but anyway, every time the bees have come, I've been stung. Just, simply my own stupid fault. So we'll see what happens this year. I'll try and avoid them like I always do, but I'm bound to stick my nose in where it's not required. So, incredible though it might seem, there are still people who believe, because it is a belief, you can't know this, they believe they're living on a spinning ball. It's ridiculous, I know, but there are still people who insist that they are and ask all kinds of strange questions about the flat Earth model I say there isn't a flat Earth model. How could there be? But what they've got to ask is questions about their own model. I mean, meaning the spinning ball model, because that's it's so preposterous that you start asking a few obvious questions and it falls to bits. The only proof, in inverted commas, that they think that they have are the cartoons from NASA. And in my world, that is far from proof. If NASA invited me up onto the ISS, yeah, I haven't joined the Masons, so that's not going to happen. But if they did, and I went up there and I could see the curvature of the Earth. Nobody goes up there, by the way. Nobody ever goes on a rocket. But then, you know, if, then I would have to concede. But I know that that's not going to happen. It's impossible. So I know that the ISS is rightly named by a lot of people the Lie-SS, because it's a huge, stinking lie. A lot of people say, so what, it doesn't bother me, what, flat, round, what the fuck. But those people are ignorant, and it should bother them. All you have to do is think of what one could do with, and I don't mean selfishly, I mean what one could do to better mankind with $52 million a day. I understand that many people, children, go to bed hungry, don't know where the next meal's coming from, they have to walk miles for water, not all, you know, there's no sewage systems and all that. Now, $52 million a day would start chipping into that very quickly. And if you imagine all the money they've had in the last 20 years, that would all be solved now. Man has the wherewithal to make everybody's life more comfortable. The people, you know, my life's comfortable in relation to them. You know, those people in very humble conditions. And I'm not complaining about my own lot, not at all. But if you say it doesn't matter, flat round, what the hell? Just think about all the money that NASA are wasting. They may be using it to fool people. They're still wasting it, aren't they? So yeah, we need to expose these lying shits for what they are, lying shits. And it's their fault that these people live in poverty. It's their fault. Many countries give foreign aid, but what does it actually go to? Who does it get handed to? Is it just bullshit? I don't know. And Britain, so they say, was giving aid to India. Now, India has a space program. So they're doing the same thing. They're taking food out of the mouths of their young in their country. And it just seems a bit bizarre to be giving them aid when they have a space program, and they are, of course, it's all smoke and mirrors. I mean, any space program is. You'll say, well, some people will say, well, I've gone to see a rocket take off. I'm not doubting that rockets take off. I'm just saying that there's nobody in them, and they don't go to the vacuum of space, because that doesn't actually exist. No, they just simply go up parabolic arc and into the sea. Show me any rocket that doesn't get launched over water. I don't think there is any. So there you go. Splashdown comes a lot sooner than we are led to believe. And the more people who get into the fact that we're not living on a spinning ball, the impossibility of that should hit home if they do any real research, proper research. And when they come to the conclusion that they're not living on a spinning ball, the vast numbers of people who will find this out will overwhelm the authorities and demand the change. Now, that's, it's very easy for me to say that, but that is what would happen if people will just get off the arses. Oh, I haven't got time to do this. I haven't got time to. No, I've heard that loads of times. Oh, I haven't got time. I haven't got time. But you can still find time to watch bullshit on the telly. Oh, any of it, any of that programming or programs that they air, it's all bullshit. With a very, very few exceptions, I would say, like the Fast Show when that was on. But I am cherry picking. But you must see what I'm trying to say here. The more people who know we're not living on a spinning ball, see the injustice and demand a change. That's it. That's what we need. Demand a change. These people will become empowered if they refuse authority figures as the masters and the professionals and the people who will tell them what's what. You don't need anybody to tell you that water doesn't bend. For fuck's sake, just fill the bath and have a look. So that's it, really. Just if you really still think they're living on a spinning ball, I cannot believe it. There's so much proof now that we're not. People can see things over water that, well, we can only see half of it, so it must be living on a spinning ball. Actually, if you do the calculations, if you can see any of it at all, the ball is dead. And we can see many, many things that we shouldn't see any of at all. And if you must have a look into the way our eyes work, Vortex Puppy, the way things will be compressed at distance, like railway lines. It's obvious. Railway lines, they look as though they converge. Of course they don't. The sky and the land look as though they touch on the horizon, or the sea and the air and the sky, if you're looking over water. Obviously they don't. You see, you've got to understand how your eye works, what perspective is, and how it alters your view of things, and then you will know that we cannot be living on a spinning ball. I mean, you should know that anyway, because we're not spinning. I mean, it's so fucking obvious. Get a grip.